Hi guys and gals, here on Body. Today we're gonna talk about the triceps. As an example, I've got a dumbbell. We're gonna do some kickbacks, but I'm not just gonna talk about kickbacks. I'm gonna go through the anatomy of the muscle itself, so you're gonna understand how you should train your triceps to target different parts of it. We've got three heads in the tricep. That's why it's called the triceps. The lateral head, which is here, which you can see it from the side. The medial head, which is the bump in here, and the long head, which comes all the way up. Again, lateral, medial, and the long head. They all work in extending the elbow. So if my hand is here, if I do this, I'm extending my arm from the elbow. They all do that, but there is one thing that you should understand about the long head. You see, the lateral and the medial cross the elbow, but they do not cross the shoulder. They just attach to the humerus, which is this bone, and they just work in extending the arm from the elbow. But the long head goes all the way up and it crosses the shoulder joint. It goes to a little bit below your head of the humerus, which is called infraglenoid tubercle, and it attaches there. But the only thing that you should know is that it crosses two joints, so the elbow and the shoulder. So when a muscle crosses two joints, it means that it can do more than just one thing, just extending the arm. The thing that the long head is capable of doing, except from the extension, is two other things. Adduction of the arm, so if my arm is like this, if I do this, I use a little bit of the long head of the triceps. Also, extension of the shoulder, so if my arm is like this, if I do this, I use a little bit of tricep as well. You might have noticed that, for example, when you do back exercises, pull-ups and things like that, you feel a little bit in your triceps, especially the part that's inside your armpit. And that's the reason, because it crosses your shoulder joint and it helps in those other things as well. So again, adduction and shoulder extension. So three things for the long head and one thing for medial and lateral head. As mentioned, I've got a dumbbell here today. I'm gonna target the tricep. The reason that I chose this dumbbell to do kickbacks is a few things. First of all, kickback is a really great exercise. You really can target all parts of your triceps and you do not need to go heavy. Because of the dynamic of the exercise, you don't need to go that much heavy. And another reason is it really helps for you to understand how you should position yourself for a lot of exercises. I'm gonna tell you what that means, and believe it or not, there are different variations for this exercise itself. So let me first go through a few things, a few mistakes and problems that I see people make in the gym when they want to do the kickback to target the triceps. The first mistake I see is people not bending down enough. So they're like this and they do this. The more you are upright, the less range of motion you have. So if I'm like this, this is the range of motion. If I come down, it's a little bit more. If I become parallel to the ground, it's gonna be a lot more. So the first mistake is they do not come down enough. The second one is they move the humerus, so this bone as well. So to do the kickbacks correctly, you should put this arm in here, and from here to here, you should have no movement. So this should be fixed here, and just the hand moving. So if you do this, which I see a lot of people do, you're not targeting that much your tricep. Although, as mentioned, the long head works in extension of the arm, but that's not the main purpose of the muscle. So you're using a lot of other muscles to do that exercise when you do this. So you're not targeting the tricep. To target the tricep properly, just keeping it here and not letting it come down is gonna work on the long head. You do not need to move it back or forward anymore. So make sure this is a side. You can keep it a little bit back and do this, or bring it a little bit lower and do this. Just make sure it's not moving during the repetitions. Just fix somewhere and just do it in a fixed position. Make sure it's just the angle of the elbow that's changing in the exercise, not the shoulder itself. Another thing I see is people coming all the way forward. So they come like this and they come all the way forward. You see, the moment that your arm is perpendicular to the ground, that's enough. You do not need to go forward. The more you bring it forward, you're just using a lot of forearm and brachialis and brachioradialis. You're not targeting the tricep. You're using actually the opposing muscles to the tricep. You're flexing the elbow, not extending it. So come down. This is to the ground, perpendicular, back, here again. You can even bring it a little bit here, so not all the way 90 degree, a little bit here, back, back. So you've got the tension through the exercise. Now, these were the biggest mistakes that I see people make. Also, there are a few things that if you do, it's gonna make the exercise a lot better. First, try to hold it for 1 or 2 seconds at the top. So do not just throw it back and come back, bring it back, hold it, and down. Also, people who are stronger, I see a lot of times, they have a strong triceps, and when they bring it back, the wrist is just down and in an awkward position. Try to keep the wrist steady, so do not let it go to the side. Just keep it steady. Make sure all the work is being done by the tricep. Also, do not do it fast. Again, make sure it's getting contracted slowly. You have it under control. When you kick it fast, it can be bad for your elbow, and you're just using a lot of momentum to do the exercise. Now, the normal way that you can do this exercise is having your hand neutral. So this is neutral. When I do this, I am extending the elbow, also because I'm keeping my arm to my body and also not letting it come forward and just keeping it, holding it back. I'm using a lot of the long head as well. But there is also another way that you can do this exercise to target mostly the lateral head, which is instead of holding the dumbbell neutral, just try to supinate it a little bit and go down and do the exercise. You find that because you have supinated your arm, it goes a little bit outside, and that's normal. That's just the way your anatomy is. Everybody is like that. It's gonna target a lot more here, and just one small note. The medial head is really working when you fully straighten your arm. So make sure it's easy and slowly, also under control, but try to go all the way to use the medial head, which mentioned was here as well. So do not just come back like this, come back all the way. If you had any questions, tell me. I'm gonna make more videos about triceps, also other things. And if you like the videos, please share it with other people as well. Thank you.